Great. It's nice to have you here. What I want to do is going through the consonants. What makes a consonant a consonant? And consonant means different things are consonnating. It's not one thing, but it's a interweaving of many elements. And there's an idea in it, in which all these elements meet and bring their forces, bring their gifts. And we will follow Steiner's descriptions he gave when he taught the consonants for the first time to Lori Meyer-Smith, and I quickly show you where you find them. Here and there. Okay. I do it here. Give me 1 more second, 2 more seconds. I do it here. Give me 1 more second, 2 more seconds. Time, please. So, you find the description of Steiner gave of the calming sequence when you go to our course, in which we put all the videos of today's session and the sessions before. And there you will also find the description of the calming sequence. And there, every letter you can read what he said, and Lori Meyer-Smith noted it down. You find the course when you go on our website to the page Eurythmy courses or Eurythmy school, and then you scroll down, and then you find the consonants D, F, G, K, H, R. But if you go to the page Eurythmy on skis, there's a video of about 1 hour where many consonants are explained, also the R, the H, the P, the L, and then it is shown how you can ski with them, but you get a lot of theory out of it. Also here. When we look on our table where we find the system of the consonants and the vowels of the, then you will find it's still German version, but at the right side it's the English table. Then you find that we were looking at the Leo, and then we looked last time at the G and K, that's Sagittarius letters, sounds, and then to the H, the Gemini sound, the shoulder girdle sound. And today we will look into the R, because Steiner said when you do the calming sequence, it's helpful to do the R afterwards, because the R is a sound which is not a calming sound, not an enlivening sound, but it's it serves your balance. And we will look a little bit why is the R, which sounds so active, a sound which creates equilibrium. And it's neutral, the last line, it's neutral and reinforcing, he said. And then he also said, when describing the consonants in 1912, do all consonants with your feet too. We will try that. And he said, consonants can be seen as a reaction to an influence from the outside. And we will try to look a little bit into what kind of reaction could be meant with this sentence. And when you look to the R, it belongs to Taurus, to the throat, to earth. And the Venus, when you look to the R, it belongs to Taurus, to the throat, to earth. And the Venus is the ruler, the ruling planet. The sound A belongs to it, the R, the opening, but also the receiving aspect. And that's what I would like to emphasize today, that we look into the R gesture from the point of view of the Venus. And opposite to the R, Taurus, where the S belongs to. And Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So in the R, we have combined a lot of contradictions, not contradictions, but forces which belong together, but which represent polarities, also in Mars and Venus. And we will look into this also in order to understand what the R is doing better. Yeah? And with this picture that we meet in a way two polar forces in the R, and then they start an interplay with each other. And which role does the human being have in that? That's what we want to look at first. Okay, I invite you that we just start doing Eurythmy together. So please come along. Take the space you feel well in. Try to feel, what happens inside your chest, the space of your lungs, the breath, your heartbeat, and maybe it even reacts. Then let go, stream through the body without losing your connection to the heart. And notice what the body is doing when you constantly stream downwards, stream downwards, stream downwards. And breathe, relax, let go. Make a step and breathe again. And again, take a little bit of time to arrive at yourself. Feel how your inner reacts to that. Form a bowl with your hands and lead yourself through your body downwards. Stay centered in your heart, but continuously move downwards. And notice how the body, just by itself, becomes upright, tall, and even the heels become light. Breathe, relax, and make another step, just to relax completely. When you speak R, and where I come from, it's pretty pronounced in a way that you really hear that the tongue is rolling. If you speak a rolling R, what is the R doing? It clearly shows the principle of stopping and letting go, stopping again and letting go. And if you use a knife or a cooking spoon and on the grid next to your sink, where you do the washing of your dishes, and you just go over the grid with your cooking spoon. Again, it's a constant stopping and letting go, stopping and letting go. And also here you hear yeah? So you notice just the rhythm of letting go and keeping back. And that's the principle. And there must be in the rhythm is the that there's a sort of mediation between those two antagonistic principles. And I invite you that you just stand with slightly open legs, because the lower system just loves to move with the R. And then you put your hands down there, and then in a way you avoid the energies down there. You even take it with your fingers that you bring them towards the body. Calm. Yeah? And then allow them to rise in your body. Wow. And when they have risen and the heart is full, allow your heart to open up and to give. And when it has given, allow yourself to have a rest and to let go. So out of these two antagonistic forces, which cannot take place at the same level, a sort of, four principles came about. And just notice that there are four principles working in the R. I have to be nourished. I must take. This lets energies come about, arise in me. And these energies I have achieved in order to give them. But I cannot stick with what I have given. I must let go and return to myself and to my needs. I need to be nourished. Out of this, I can gain energy in order to give. And to learn to let go. So when you think about where does the R start, then it's the pulling towards you. First, me. Yeah, in a way, not in a moral sense, but you have to build something up. That's why Steiner describes the R, and we can try it a little bit like this, that maybe you are weeds or something, just standing there, and the wind comes and tries to blow you away, and maybe then you lose your roots and it's just blowing you. Yeah? And very often the being blown away is emphasized. But you can only be blown away if you are rooted first, and if the wind tries it and then it overcomes it. So this being rooted is the precondition, that being blown away is worthwhile talking about. Yeah. So you stand here, you feel the wind coming, and it's shaking you, and then suddenly, wow, now it takes you. But it doesn't take you far. So Steiner describes it's just the point of starting to walk, starting to move. That's the R, yeah? Because you feel this resistance, you feel this gathering energies, and then the moment where your energies start flowing, that's the R. So let's do the same basic movement once again, this 4-quarter movement, let's put it like this, square movement, having in mind that this building up and then being blown away or letting go comes out of it. Okay, so the R begins with gathering energy. And then the weeds grow, and then the wind may come, wow, and make a step with you, and let go. Again, energy, and it takes you along, wow, and then let go. And now try that you do not make a step yourself. Use your body fantasy, that you really feel something is coming, and this something is making the step, and the legs only follow in order to prevent you from falling, because they want to help you, but the step comes out of what happens in your shoulders. Let's try this, that you really feel this wind coming. So gather your energy, let it grow, feel it coming, feel it, and then wow, it makes the step. Or actually, it brings me forward, it blows me forward, and the steps just follow behind and do not overtake. Great. And now it's still elemental. Yeah? Elemental forces have to be nourished. If you put wood in the fire, it will, you kindle it, and then, yeah, the air, the steam comes out of the oven, or the warmth maybe even, yeah? And after a while it cools down again, and you have to fire your oven once again. So all kind of circles are archetypally described in this, but that's not human. Yeah, the human way is that you know before soon I have to put fire into the stove that it doesn't get cold. So you care for the transitions. And when you try to have this in mind, then you have your arms here, and you do not just completely arrive at yourself, but halfway you already notice it's rising. And halfway you notice, oh, I can already open up and give. And halfway before you have completely given yourself over, you let go. Because you yourself don't want to get lost, but you also want to give your present free. You do not want to ask the children of your sister, how is it going with my bicycle, which you have given them, but it's still your bicycle. No, it's their bicycle. You must let go in time. Yeah, so let's try that you have this transition. So you must have both in mind. You start, and now you feel coming in and rising. You feel rising and giving, and you feel giving and letting go, and you feel letting go already prepares being nourished. Being nourished prepares, and halfway, and you always have two elements in your mind at the same time. The human being, a being of two worlds, and then let go. And breathe. So, two words, holding back, letting go, at more or less at the same time, living in a rhythm, playful rhythm, healthy rhythm, are interplaying in the R. And when we now do it a little bit further down, we can try to do this movement with our lower body, with the hips, with the pelvis, and the legs just like it. And you can use your hands to lead your hips along, and then you go down a little bit, and you go up, and then forward again, and down. And maybe you'll notice when you go up, it becomes light, and it really wants to carry your step. And then you go down, back, you come up, and it really carries your step. And you go down, you come up, and it really carries your step. What do we touch there? Into which worlds can we look through that? And you remember we had this Venus, a Taurus, Venus side, and the Scorpio Mars side combined, in the zodiac, opposite of each other. So when you now dive into with the circle which goes into the depths, you can really have the feeling you look with your Scorpio eye into the earth. And then when it comes up and you feel your hips, you enter the zone of Libra, lightness, and this carries you forward. And then you again dive deep into the earth. And when you come up, you change worlds, you change into the world of Venus, into the world of lightness. One more time, down then the earth, up here in the light and air. And just, we will, when we go to the S later on, we will deepen that, but when you do this gesture for Scorpio, it's just to stand there and you really try to raise through your arms, yeah, into the depth of the earth. And the Scorpio is not just touching a surface, yeah, that's the D doing, huh? The Leo, yeah, Scorpio wants to penetrate it, wants to reach the essence. So if you point into a direction, then you reach a surface, and then you continue with keeping in mind what you want to reach it, where you want to reach it. That's Scorpio. Yeah? A surface is not a border for you. And that's Mars. You really want to dive into it. And then you have this, and now we do the R again, and just try to have this striving of Scorpio Mars in mind, that you really move, but it's still a circle up here, there. And then you come up, and then you change the words. The hips become there. And then stop. This being blown away comes then. And this, the hips, yeah, they are Libra, they are Venus again. So in the R we have the ruler Venus, which belongs to Taurus and to the hips. So Venus, just lift your hips here a little bit, and there, yeah, like some young girls like to do, just walking with swinging hips. And just notice, you can make the air rise a little bit to the left and the right side. Yeah. So these are the two worlds. They are connected with the air, which you can encounter in this movement. So last time, just make half a circle, really wanting to reach the depth and coming up. And then hand it over to the forces of lightness. And step, and the forces of letting go. And then the forces of striving and harvesting. And the forces of playing. And maybe even losing. And then around. And do not do it with your soul, do it with your body feeling. Have an open heart for what your body experiences, and breathe. When we do the art gesture with these four basic principles coming out of two underlying ones, yeah, we try to have both in mind to make a circle, but it's so easy that we have, make corners, and edges in our circle, that it's not round. And then we take serious that the eye is an eye. And that's why Steiner points out that if you do consonants, just use your inner eye and see with your inner eye if it's round in the R. And let's again try this. We just have in mind what we did, but not so strongly. We just care for, is it round? And it goes down to the hips. And it rises to the shoulder blades, perhaps. Do I not go out too far? Is it round in front? Is it round underneath? Is it round in my back with just a straight line up? Is it round on top? Does it go out in the middle? Does it sink down in the middle? Does it go back in the middle? Does it still rise in the middle? and then let go. And letting go means the hands return to the heart, because that's where you are, and your hands just want to go home. Then they have seen it's everything all right. They relax and your breath reacts. Let's do it one more time without me talking, and just become aware of the I, which is the I. So with the inner I, which tries to see what you're doing. Half a circle here, quarter of a circle here, quarter of a circle there. Is it round? And from time to time you can make a step, because the air just wants to take you along. It doesn't want a standstill. But you look if it's round. And the air looks that you still move. So you care for each other. And then just arrive. Breathe. Let go. Great. And now we know the many principles of the R already, but the R combines contradictions, and in no letter you can see this better than in the R, because you can speak it with the lips, you can speak it with the tongue, and you can speak it with the throat. And it's always opening, closing, letting go, keeping back. Let's try it with the lips. Yeah? If you want to play, you can bulldozer, or you can just imitate with the lips. With the tongues, if it's possible for you, you can just roll it. Yeah, it's also opening, closing, completely closing and letting go. And if you try to do it with the throat, different ways of doing it, you can also try to have an opening and closing. You can really feel what is happening here. Also closing, opening, closing, opening. Different strategies the body develops in doing that. So, in front, in the middle, behind. Our body is mainly orientated in up and down. So if you want to transform it into Eurythmy, and we have the up and down sphere, where would you, and if you say, okay, I can do it below, I can do it in the middle, and I can do it up here, and you want to represent the energy of how you spoke it, the lip sound, where would you do it? The middle sounds are, where would you do it? And the throat are, where would you do it? And you can always do it exactly the opposite way also as I suggest. That's also true. It's just one way of stepping into it. And what I would suggest is that we do the lip R, what we feel when we do a lip R, that we do it down here. Because the energies of the lower system are the energies of going forward, of being in front, not keeping anything back. Risk your life, And so just speak the brrr, just try to feel how your lips feel, And then do a R which stays under your diaphragm. And just try to sense a little bit. And it still takes you along. And you try to feel its energy. And do not step too early. And just be interested in the quality it develops when you do it here. And you can do it very differently down there. The R in the center we have done. Let's try 2 or 3 times that we do it. Yeah, in the area of our pelvis, and then a little bit above the shoulders. And again, the R likes to take us along. Down here and above the shoulders. Now try to sense this quality. Great. And the R which you speak in the throat, can be addressed a little bit when you do it around your head or between diaphragm or the chest and above your head, because what's above has to do with behind, what keeps us back, where we come from, yeah, our spiritual home. So let's try to do an R on the level of, starting on the level of the chest. Let it rise behind the head and come in front, forward. And just think of the R sensations when you spoke it back, far back in the throat. Last time. And make it round. And let it carry you. And arrive. And breathe. And do everything so relaxed as possible, because it's all about just trying. The body just enjoys watching you trying. You don't have to achieve anything. Relax and sit down to listen to the resonance. How does your body feel now? How do you perceive your chest? And you have moved your arms so much. What is stronger in your perception, your chest or your arms? And how do you perceive the lower parts of your body and the legs compared to the upper parts, chest and arms? and let go. Relax. When doing the R, the R, we should have in mind that Venus stands behind it. And R, is so much associated with going forward and transforming things. But the energy of Venus in an archetypal sense is receiving, or at least if you look what it does in the body, in the organs, building substance, creating roots, and how does the Venus and the R, the A, doing that? Let's quickly look into this. There are quite a few videos where these things are explained in detail, but the vowels start at the heart. And with the A, you just open your heart and you carry your hands out in an open gesture. Not too broad, just how much can you take today, and that much you open up. Then you try to reach out into the far distance and from out your heart, even behind it. And then you could just use your shoulders a little bit and pull them back to start creating an in-streaming quality. And you try to create it in your arms and you feel flowing it inwards. And this automatically brings you back on your heels. And you can enjoy standing on your heels, without falling backwards. And then relax and let go. And when you do this again, and it's just all about trying, and you create this streaming in, you don't have necessarily to pull your shoulders back. You can just do it with your ordinary sensation in the body. And then it's not only through the arms that this in-streaming comes about. It's from everywhere. And if you manage to sense this a little bit, then you are in what the A does. Receiving, building floor grounds. From the heart, open up, ray from the heart through the hands, ray into the far distance, behind. Feel what's behind it, and then just become even more open by pulling your shoulders a little bit back. Open up towards receiving. Create an in-streaming through your arms, and then sense it in the whole body. And let go and keep this sensation of, yes, I'm nourished. It's streaming in. Keep it alive. And now try to do the R gesture, the R, by and keeping this impression of the A alive. Come in with the round curve, and maybe let it be taken along a little bit, but have this A sensation. I'm not opening that far that I lose myself. It's all about nourishment. And then let go. Go back a little bit if you need it. And maybe one more time, just briefly open up into the R. Create the in-streaming and drink it and say, yes, that's what I want to keep. Then let go. Prepare for the R movement. Let you be carried along by it. And try to stay in the mood of feel this in-streaming while you are doing it. Great. And breathe. Yeah, perhaps with all movements, we try to bring about, most of the time we want to achieve something with it, yeah? But we go forward in order to achieve, to receive. And this we could have in mind when we do the R. And also the Venus gesture, which carries the whole mood of the air, shows a sort of polarities. And when we just have our hands in front of our heart, and then the left hand starts pointing towards the earth. And you really feel with the left side deep into the earth, then you can practice that you have the impression that from down there, a sort of current or something comes which carries your arms up. And that creates a surface on which the arm can glide into the far back. And there, after you have experienced that, you just let go. And from there you return with new questions into the depths. Deep, deep down. And again, this flow from below comes. Carried by it, the arms can go back. Listen to what's behind your own treasures. And then let them go. And asking for deeper things. And can you see that this circling already starts taking place? And the sort of contradiction is that Venus is not only busy with herself, but it's also from the heart. The left hand really wants to open up forward. And the heart, it's a giving gesture. And the heart puts its little heart into your hands. And you can maybe even offer it without losing yourself. But then you feel that something is streaming back again towards yourself. That you have given, but the arm is also receiving one. And you feel maybe the gratitude you receive from what you have given. And then you try to combine these two gestures, that from the heart you feel downwards. Yeah, stop. It was too early. From the heart with your left hand, you feel downwards. And then when this rising or being carried upwards takes place, this energy allows you to open up. And when you feel into the treasures behind, it really allows you to offer what you have got. And when you dive into the depths, it allows you to receive without withdrawing. And then again, you feel this rising, which allows you to give. This flying away, being carried away in the R. And then when you dive into the depths, it's this receiving, being nourished of the R, of the R gesture. Again, two polar processes in many ways. but combined through love, bound together, brought together through love, giving, receiving, being carried, letting go. And when we now do the R, the R, once again, keep this mood in mind. Polar forces bound together through love. Diving into the depths, receiving, letting go. Be handing yourself over to what's carrying you, blowing you away. You allow everything. It carries me away, it blows me away, but it's all within me. Feel this Venus quality in the R. Arrive at yourself. Breathe and let go. And listen to the resonance. How is it doing? What is it doing? What's the mood of your soul you meet in your body? How do warmth and freshness mix? And how do you now sense your legs and feet? Similar than before or new? That's the R. That's maybe the quality. Wise Dinah suggested we should do it after the sequence D, F, G, K, H. That we try to create this mood of really taking it in now, what we did before. And that the R now really has to grasp something of the different D, F, G, K, H, and then bring it together and make energy out of it, that we can again be there. Less nervous, because we have digested it. When Steiner explained the consonants 1912 to Lori Meyer-Smith for the first time, he said, do all consonants also with your feet. So it was D, F, G, K, H. In the D, we just tried, we tried with the arms. This was this gesture of yes, becoming big. And then the hands come down slowly. And they find the surface where they can rest on and really touch it. Yeah? They can even put a little bit of force, a little bit of pressure onto the surface and then let go. And in the first step, you can imitate this with the feet. You just do one step and really put a little bit of pressure and you feel, duh, here it is. Yeah, maybe I nail it a little bit down, yes, there. And you put quality into your step. You feel how you touch. You feel how you arrive at the floor and how you put, quality of, I have arrived down there. That's how you can practice the D. I just walk and do it a little bit. Duh, 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 duh. If you want to make it a sound, a consonant even more, you can try to keep in mind a few of the many things we have learned about a sound. And then this movement of the legs, realize, oh, it's about our sound quality. Yeah? And in the D, I would suggest that we keep in mind that it originates from the lower legs, because it's a Leo sound, and Aquarius, the lower legs, are in a way the birth givers. So just have your hands here and feel lightness come from your lower legs, and then pass the sphere of the Leo and feel, the depth and the tallness you have. And when you come down, you don't lose anything of your tallness. And then when you touch the surface of your table, it even reinforces your tallness. It makes you aware of where you come from, who you are, your beauty, your inner one. A short story, but now you could try to have this present when you do the D with the feet, that you feel the airy quality of the lower legs, and that when you lift them, it reaches your heart. And when you place them, you do not lose your tallness. And when you really place them, it reinforces your being tall. And then the other one, lightness in the thighs, joy in the heart, placing it. Wow. And you feel your tallness, as you did when you did it. But now, try to imagine that still taking place in your foot. Not in that you become as if you would have done it with the arms, but you become like this, but from out the foot. You stay in the foot. We try it. So just you lift one little bit, you feel light, tall, and you feel it in the foot. What otherwise we did with the whole. The Leo becomes big. I feel my tallness. The foot makes the placement. It's down there. 2 more times. Aquarius, Leo, tallness. Arrive down there. And again. And try maybe not even to speak it, but you can speak in order to feel when does it want to be spoken. But if you are attentive, you could even try to, as if you would hear it, because speaking is only what you utter, what you feel coming, and just take in what you hear and do not speak it. The F, when we did it with the arms, we had two ways. We do now the ordinary one towards from back to front. It was you feel the space behind. You bring it along, what lives in you. You feel the resistance of the body. But you find out how you can penetrate it in a second try to manage. And you are in the world, and then the world somehow, you feel it speaks you back towards yourself. You arrive at yourself. And then let go. So it's not a withdrawing. You are completely out there, but then you feel that what you did brings you closer towards yourself. And this you'll express by letting your hands slowly follow this countercurrent. We tried one more time that we have the space behind. And then notice the countercurrent and arrive, let go in yourself. And then let go completely. And when you do it with the feet, then it's again that you try to reach up a little bit to the space behind. You can even use your knees because they are polar to the Cancer sphere of the F. Yeah, so use them, feel into the space, and then bring the space, and this space really flows into your leg, and then let go, and then go through it and blow out. And then very tender, arrive at yourself. So it's not pulling the leg back and place it, it's just you feel the countercurrent coming towards you. Knees, space behind, bring it into your legs and through the leg, out. And maybe you even step to the place where your foot was, because it's not so important where the meeting between what you sent out and yourself takes place. It's just you meet it again. So, knees, space behind, and then go through it. And then just meet. Relax. And then maybe now it comes to my heart. And the legs just follow what happens on my heart level. And then let go, because Eurythmy always wants to reach the heart. 2 more times. And I feel reached. And now without speaking, just try to hear something like F in your body sensations. The G, when you do it with the arms, it has a lot to do with the thighs, because the elasticity of our lower system lives in it. and also the energy of Sagittarius. So the arms are crossed, the thighs slightly bent, and then you just let your thighs grow in energy, and this brings your arms out and create a protective sphere. Yeah? Which is not kept in its proper distance by the forces of your arms, but it's this system here which does it. So that's why the arms are still very much relaxed. Once again, just trying that you work with your legs, and the arms stay so nice, relaxed. It reaches the hands, the energy, but the arms do not work at all. And then let go. And when you do the G, then it's that we have to try to work with this energy field again. And it's a little bit that we put one foot aside and we just push something to the right, or we push something to the left, and it should really stay there. Go. And you can do it walking and go aside and make a step backwards or forward and do the other one aside. And now it's still working with the legs. I use my legs to push it away, and I use the other leg to push it away. That's okay. That's fine. The clue would be, can I find a system which creates this movement without me having to do it directly? And so what you could try is that you use a little bit your Gemini system, the shoulder girdle, to become light first. And then you use your standing leg to really go down and create this sphere of going out. Yeah? Or to become thick, that you use your upper legs to become thick and push it away. And not that you do not push the legs out and the feet, but it's becoming broad here. Okay, use your shoulder girdle to become light, and now send this air down here and use this air, zack, to push it away a little bit. What has to be placed there? Step forward again, shoulder, lift your shoulders, let the ha sink into your body, and this ha, zack, is doing it. Good. And then ha, and then you can give energy, yes. And again, ha, and bring energy down there, yes. Good. And when you try to have it on the walk or something, you can just also try if you can do it with your upper arms. Look that you are here, and then the upper arm do for them, but they create the energy and the upper arm show it. Step forward, and the upper arms jerk. Do this. It's all about creating joy. What we should achieve is that this movement creates joy in your body, and it's not work. Jupiter is joy, and if you have joy in it, look, and expansion, then it's G. The K, which is followed afterwards, it's that you use the elasticity of the lower system to send something away. And you let your upper arms fall down to the elasticity of your diaphragm, and then your lower system just sends it away. And this entering into the elasticity of the lower system, you can do a little bit that you lift your arm, you bring energy into your upper leg, and then from there you send it through your heels. Ka. Yeah? And then the other leg, you lift it, ha, you prepare, and then ka, through the heels. Ka. And ka. And try, and now, again, when you have this, you try to bring air from up here down there. You lift a little bit, prepare, and ka. And ka, forward. And you try to bring it into the legs. Ka. And now without speaking me or you yourself, try to and it's not pushing, it's really looking for elasticity. And that's why two-step movement makes sense. You prepare, and then this explosion takes place of the car. Like you arrive here, car, prepare, and then car. It happens in the legs. You prepare, everything up. You come down to where the elasticity is, and then stretch the upper leg. And this creates the car through the leg, or otherwise sends the arms up again. The ha, you can just play football a little bit. You have a ball on the upper part of your legs, and you just play with it, and you try to kick it again without letting it fall on the floor. And this you do with the other one also. Ka. Yes. And now in this sequence it's recommended that you really send something away. So if a ball comes, you use the upper part of your legs to really send the balls and what's there away. The ka works with the heels, ka. The ha works with the shoulders, so the shoulders of the feet. And ha. And ha. It's playing, but it can become very sharp that you really, ha, it has to go away. And again, use the ka here to create the ha down there. Ka. And ha. That you have this compression and then the release down there. The more you work on a different place than where the event takes place, the more eurythmy it is. We do the sequence each foot once. D. 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 F. G. G. Joy. Joy. K. K. And ha. There is. Feel it. The difference between the different sounds. Breathe, relax, sit down. Listen inwardly. How do you sense your legs now, the different areas, the different limbs, but also within one limb. What's going on? And what do you notice around your chest, the muscles, the micro muscles? What's going on in the upper realm of your body? How big is your head now compared to how it was with the last pause we had? If you can remember. Small or big? Great. And both answers are right. It's just which layer comes forward in your case. It can really be both. We look into what Steiner described when he gave his pictures for the consonants for the first time. Yeah, speaking about the sequence. And there he used pictures of the nature. And he said, you experience your movements, the sound is a reaction of yourself to an outer influence. And what I suggest is that it's not just a primitive reaction, you are pushing me, I push back, yeah, I defend myself, but he starts his descriptions with this through you. When he described the D. And in a way it's a little bit like, okay, there's nature. And through nature, I experience my own being, which I carry within myself. So the reaction would not be to take an interaction, but to arrive at a point where you could say, what you do, I can also do. And to experience it as your own activity. And so when he described the D gesture, he described, and we just end the picture, a beautiful evening in a beautiful valley, yeah, with trees, fruits hanging on them, and slowly the sunset comes, everything becomes quiet, the birds become stiller, and you just sit there and you see one or two leaves reaching the floor, and after a while they really touch it, and then just lie there and you experience the silence. Everything has settled. Duh. And so breathe and make a step. Let's try not to imitate the picture, but in a way to do the picture. We have the picture, but it's by thinking it happens in us. Yeah. So we have this beautiful valley around us. And we see the colors of the sunset, and we smell the air which becomes less hot, and the colors which come down become darker, and the leaves falling to the floor and lying on it, and the stillness. What you can do, I also can do. Duh. And then he describes that in this stillness, a storm is preparing to break out, and dark clouds come, and then a strong blow of wind comes and blowing the head of somebody away, and this person's getting nervous and says, oh, don't come too, and the water even says, don't come too close because the waves are going too high now. Everything is upset down there, but in movement. Still caring, playing with hearts, caring for your well-being. And this agitation, this movement, we can produce with the F also when our spirit wants to live. That means quite something. So we also use our hands to notice, oh, they are big, there's something coming, there's wind coming, big clouds coming. And then we bring them along and they create a sort of pressure. It's still, but then after a while, the storm starts blowing. The head's going away, but the waves warn you, be careful. In the midst of the storm is the person who really watches it. So have this picture of this complete stillness in mind, and then this you comes. Storms, big clouds, thunderstorms approaching, you see them, it's still. Nothing is moving, but then wait another 10 minutes and then it starts blowing everything away. But after that, stillness comes back, and the next day you see on your balcony what has happened, and it's sun is shining. And there would have never been a storm if you wouldn't see traces of it. F. Then the G. And he goes back, so D and F are combined in one picture. Stillness disturbed by storm. G and K become also combined in one picture. That is that the surrounding, it's not attacking you, it's still contained in itself, but it's not friendly. It's becoming ugly. It's making impressions on you which do not feel very comfortable. So you have to make this G gesture, and then you just keep it away. And this still sounds a little bit, okay, you react, you just push it away, and then you fight with it. But when you realize that ugliness is just a specific mixture of a diversity of beauties, then you could even say, I'm also becoming someone. You are someone opposing me, standing against me, and use your thighs again. I create my own beauty, my own being. I'm also somebody, and I'm also standing there opposing you just through being, because this scenery is not doing anything. It's just there. And what this scenery can do, you do too. And then let go. And if you imagine this big energy around you, and you just do the same, maybe you start feeling what enormous energy lives in you without having to fight for it. So one last time, it's just you and your thighs. You have this surrounding energy, which is ugly, not comfortable, but so strong, and then you just do the same, but in beauty. And maybe you notice you can do it so still, and it doesn't need any effort to be there like that. And then let go. And breathe. And the car is, if this still environment, this quiet environment, at last starts attacking you, you just must send it away. Yeah, you are not allowing it to attack you, and you do the car very much into its direction. Yeah, it's really goal-orientated. He emphasizes that. He even says it's as strong as the F was in the stillness of the D, as strong as the car in the stillness of the G. So let's try this. There is attacks out of this environment, this coming against you, and you just do ka towards it and send it away. Ka. And use your elasticity. Ka. And have in mind there's a whole world. There's not somebody coming, there's a circumference coming towards you. That's strong. No chance as a single person. No chance. But then you realize you have all this world also in yourself. And then you just activate it. Ka. And it's gone. So it's about connecting with, this fullness of forces which seem to attack you, detecting this reach also in yourself, and then it's no problem anymore. Last time you connect with this magnitude which is as big as the threat from outside. That's calm. And then it's just tidying up, and that's you do with the ha, and the rest what's still there, you just ha, yeah? So there are still single elements which attack you, and you just activate your Gemini forces, the left and right forces, notice your strengths, and then he says it can be even very strong, you just kick it away. Yeah, like, kicking the ball into the goal. And you do it with joy, because it's just, it's it's game. Somebody's coming, trying, and now kick and kick. And I'm as strong as you are. It's a nature force which is attacking you, and playing with nature, that's joy. We do the sequence, one sound for each picture, so all 5 sounds, and afterwards the R, and then you sit down to listen to the resonance. There's this beautiful valley. The evening, it was such a nice day. Fruit trees, leaves, silence, arriving in stillness. It's also me. Wind, big clouds preparing, destroying the stillness, want to come and really blow. But next day or soon after, it's still again. Around you, ugly surrounding is really opposing you, and you feel, I have the same energies in me. And you just do the same. G. And now it starts attacking you, and you notice, no problem. I have got the same energy. Ka. And then single elements start coming, and you just enjoy kicking them away. And here. And you do it with your arms. Ha. And ha. Then you listen. Ha ends in listening. What comes back to me? You remember the Venus quality. There are polar forces combined or brought together through love. Receptiveness and givingness in a healthy rhythm. In our movement, one after the other, in reality at the same time. Receiving, and this giving is still in the realm of receiving, digesting, building grounds. Let go. Arrive at yourself. Feel this being encompassed by this protective sphere of the R, the shelter of the Venus around it, and the nourishing instreaming from all sides of the cosmos towards you. And then sit down and listen to the resonance. If you would use this concept of air as a digestive sound, and you use these glasses to look into your body, what answers do you get? And how does your body perception change during 2 or 3 minutes? Is it changing towards more quietness or to more agility? How was it when you just sat down? In which direction is it moving now? Yes, we used the sequence, yeah? It's the alphabet we did. And just Steiner said it has a meaning that they are combined. They have a common, they carry an energy thread together. And we used it to explore different sounds in this sequence from different angles. And what I try to show you is that a sound is not just one way of movement, but there are so many players playing into it and having them in mind. Makes it interesting, or I have the impression, makes these words grateful that we start relating to them. Okay. I wish you a great day. I wish you a great summer or winter, wherever you live. And we will be, our live events will be closed for 2 months about now. We have a local event in Bochum on high sensitivity. We have a local event of a week here where Eurythmy for You is at home in Biel in Switzerland with embryology and high sensitivity. And we are online with new courses in September, end of September, but our ready-made courses are available to you all the time, and we will be busy to repackage them and really make them beautiful so that they become even more worthwhile going through them and working with them. Have a great day. Bye-bye.